the gender gap, the gender wage gap. There's a difference in that, right?
You think that there's a gender gap, wage gap?
Oh, there definitely is, and it's due to the fact that it's become so
Why?
taboo. I think the
Yeah,
only reason why there is this wage gap between sexes is because as women we're taught to not talk about how much we earn at our job.
yeah,
But who taught us that? It's the people in charge that taught us to do that,
yeah,
that taught us like, oh, that's taboo. And it's usually the people in charge are heterosexual white men
yeah,
that are only there, that only put that rule in place is to prevent us from moving up in the
yeah.
corporate ladder. Um,
But you do know,
yeah.
I don't know if you know, but you do know like the gender wage gap. It's been proven that it's been proven by evidence. It's a myth. It doesn't exist.
It's a myth and it doesn't exist, but like why are there continually stories coming out of like women saying have seen evidence that they're getting paid less than their male counterparts?
So the reason why so what a lot of these women are the reason why they formed that conclusion from is like pretty much what they did was they took all the amount of money of what women earn and they compare it to men, right? The total amount, right? And they divide it by the average. So of course, if you do that, all of course the numbers will always reflect that men make more money than women based on the dollar amount, right? I don't know exactly, but it's like for every dollar a man makes, there's it's not the same, right? But the thing is, they never take in consideration the type of the how many hours women work compared to men, the type of jobs they pick compared to men, and those are the reasons why men make more money today, and that's why that gender gap doesn't exist because the top 10 professions in the world or career choices that men the top 10 highest earning professions and careers that men in the world is all dominated it's all dominated by men because men choose to go in those professions. The top 10 least paying professions and careers in the world industries in the world are dominated by women because women choose to go in those professions. So if you choose to go in professions that don't pay a lot of more money and men choose to go in professions that make more money. So it's always going to be, so men are always going to make more money than the men. The average of how much we make compared to the dollar amount is always going to be different. And of course, men, we work longer hours because women, you guys get pregnant. So you guys have to take
Yeah, but
pregnancy.
that's my point exactly though.
Yeah.
Like when women get pregnant, we're punished for it. You could take this
Yeah.
into the case of track athlete Allison
It,
Felix. When she got pregnant, Nike dropped her. They actually cut
it's
her pay by 70%.
but the thing, it's not about being punished. That's how business works. It's like how many hours you want to work compared to the other person. So if I'm a man and I'm working more hours than you and I'm putting more sacrifice than you, then naturally you should earn more money than the person that's not putting as much hours, regardless of what the reason
No,
is.
but that's my point exactly is like the way that's why the way like that's how business is.
Yeah.
It's usually because people in those positions of power that run those businesses, there's a very disproportionate amount of men in those positions and women in those positions.
Well,
And that's
because
the reason why it is.
the reason why those men in the positions because men choose to go in those professions because yeah, like the professions of CEO or the most dangerous jobs, the most high paying jobs, men choose to go in those professions. Since most men choose those professions, that's why there's most men become CEOs. That's why
Yeah,
you
I
don't see a
think
lot of
that's true to a certain extent, but I don't think it's fair that you could use that as the only justification.
it
Because
is
there
fair.
are women in those positions of power. It's just the opportunity for more women to be in those positions of power is limited because there are
No,
still those men in power
no.
that don't want to see that.
Well, the thing is, you can't be in power as a woman in those positions if you don't choose to go into that career path. You don't choose to go into that opportunity.
No, but I'm saying there are women that choose to go into that. And
Yeah,
I think also
but that's not a lot. It's
I
not a
know,
lot.
but that's the what I'm getting to is the reason why it's not a lot of women is because historically, right? Um as young women, we're not really exposed to like we're not even I don't think most of us know like, oh, we're allowed to even do that. Like,
Well,
yes, of course you're allowed to do that.
back
Like
in the
it's just
day,
the amount of like mentorship or opportunity is just different.
well, back in the day, yeah, before the '60s, but that's no excuse now because we all have the same opportunities and equal choices as far as career choices. Also, right now, like in America, women graduate on a high percentage than men. So you guys are the ones dominating the universities, and you guys are the ones graduating more in high school, getting a diploma, and you guys are the ones that actually have a better college degree than men. But
Well,
then
no, that's what I'm saying. And the
so
reason why there's still not more of us there is because the men in positions of power have been there for so long and are still in those positions of power. That's why
yeah,
there's
wait,
that
no,
disproportionate
yeah,
amount.
but those guys get replaced. CEOs get replaced all the time because if a CEO doesn't perform, he gets replaced, and then the guy that's next in line is most likely going to be a man because the men choose to go in those professions. So even if, like I said, even with the women you guys are more educated now than men. You guys have all the degrees, but you guys still choose to go into professions that pay less money because you guys women, you guys like social work around people. Men, we're different. We don't like social work. We don't like people who are interested in things.
That's true. I'm sure that's true to a certain extent, but I don't think that's the only reason why there's that difference still exists. It's a lot of reasons, actually.
Well, it makes sense, right? If you're choosing to go, if most women are choosing to go into professions that don't pay a lot of money, then like I said, it's common sense. And men are choosing to go into professions that pay more money. Then that's why men make more money than women. It has nothing to do with the system, whether there's a system to suppress women or there's like a patriarchy. It's like trying to make women. There's a gender gap myth. No, it's just you guys choose to go in professions that make less money. You guys don't work as hard, and no, it's hard. You guys don't work the same amount of hours that men work to. But men choose to do that. That's why the men make more money. It has nothing to do with the gender gap. Or there's a myth of like women being suppressed because in modern times you guys have the same opportunity. We have the same uh, career choices. You guys can go any career choice you guys want. You guys graduate at a higher rate in high school and in college, but then you guys still choose to go into professions that pay less money. And the
Yeah, but
men,
I think it's unfair to say that that's the only reason. The systems
it's
that are in place today are still suppressing women.
like
That's my point.
how did this how are they suppressing women? Like because you guys
We
are
don't even have paid maternity leave. Like that's not a thing in the US. And it's like we'd be such a better society with it.
I mean
And
there
then
are I
when
mean
women
there's
get pregnant, why are we still, like not expected to come back to work? Like what if we really do want to work? That's like also valid.
yeah, but if you choose not to work, then if you choose not to come back to work and the man keeps working, that's why the guy makes more money. If you choose not to work and you choose not to come back to work and the guy keeps going and he's keep working, that's why that guy makes more money than the woman.
Yeah, but there's still a gender gap, or there's still a wage gap that exists
Well,
with gender and also with ethnicity too. There's research on it.
that's what I'm saying is that's why it's not based. So the reason why women don't make as much money as men, it's not based on gender. It's based on their choices and the type of jobs they select, how many work hours they're willing to sacrifice in. That's why they don't. It's not because they're a woman. It's because they choose based on their choices and what type of jobs they want to go into.
I mean, yeah, but like there's still, a lot of it's not based on choices, it's also based on opportunity, and I don't think we have equal opportunity as men.
In 2021 in American modern societies, you don't say women have the same opportunities as men. Opportunities.
If we
What
do have equal opportunity, we have to work twice as hard to even be recognized for such achievements.
what is the job right now in America that the women don't get the same opportunity as men and they have to work twice as hard, get the same amount of money as men? Like, do you have an example of that job or that profession?
Well, you could take the case of like just like even in higher education for like positions that are really high up, like in terms of tenureship, if you're a professor or if like you're in research, usually it's faster, or like it's easier for men to make more, to um to get promoted more quickly than women.
Which profession?
In higher education,
Like professors?
yeah, like professors, like to gain tenureship or like even be promoted like that as a professor, like obviously you would need like a doctorate degree and like have extensive background in doing research. But yeah, I think my main point is that women have to work twice as hard to even be recognized for their achievements.
Okay. No, I'm just saying. Oh, I mean that's your standpoint, but I'm just saying if you look at the data, it's just men work longer hours and work more hours than women. And then if you're like if you're a business, if you're just looking at things based on strictly business, like if you have a business and if somebody's working more hours than somebody else, it's more the other person is more deserving. If I'm a business owner and then one person is working more hours than the other person, like I think that, like I said, like that person deserves to make more money because he's working, putting more work and bringing more production to my company. My company's growing and being more productive because this person is bringing in more business because he's working harder. So if you, as a business, you will give that money to that person, not based because that person is working less hours. Because if they're working less hours, they're gonna be less productive. So you would give the whatever if a woman's working longer hours than men, yeah, then the woman makes more money. But if but on average, the men work longer, because like the women had to they go to pregnancy, and then after pregnancy, a lot of the women they stop coming to work. They want to be housewives. They want to take care of the children, so they stop working. So they don't. So, but if they
That's
choose
not
it,
necessarily the case, though. It's not necessarily the case that they don't want to come back. It's probably because they don't have the resources for, childcare
well,
to,
but like I
to
said,
be able to come back to work.
yeah, but that's a personal choice. That's a personal problem. If you don't have I mean, that has nothing to do with the gender gap. Is like if you don't want to keep working, then that's your choice, whatever the reason is. The guys that keep working, the people that choose to keep working, because we all have a life, we all go through our own stuff in life, but the people that keep working harder and working long hours, they get paid more. The people that stop working for whatever reason, they don't get paid. That's just the way it is. And then on average, the men choose the men are the one working harder. I'm not working harder, working longer. And then the women, and then they choose the more dangerous jobs, the more high earning jobs. They make more money.